Welcome back, folks, to We'll Take It From Here with Joe. My name is Joe, of course. We got John over here, co-host and cameraman, best cameraman in the business. Welcome back to We'll Take It From Here podcast, episode 76. We got a guest for you today. It's going to be an awesome episode. Before we get to that, though, just want to clear some stuff in the air. YouTube is doing really well. Thank you so much for that. I know a lot of you guys listen via audio, whether it's Spotify, Apple, you name it. You guys already know you're listening. Please check out the YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. We're currently at 78, I think, right?
80 or 81.
81. We're growing. We're growing day by day. I love it.
Yeah,
thanks. That's all thanks to you guys.
Yes, appreciate that. And like and subscribe, comment. It'll be awesome. It'll help me sleep better. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But that's it. Now we're going to get right to the show because we got a cool one today, episode 76. We are joined today by Heather Russell. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This is, as we were talking offline, this is your second podcast, right?
This is technically my second podcast, but my first podcast, there was technical difficulties and it never recorded.
I love it.
So, take two. Let's do this.
Yeah, take two. Let me just make sure. Oh, we're recording.
Okay,
Perfect.
we're good.
It's like, yes, we're good.
Yeah. No, but thank you for coming on. I think it was good. It's going to be a cool episode. There's a lot of cool things that we want to talk about. I was pumped for this one. It's been in the works for a couple of weeks now. So you know how the show, I don't know if you've listened to any of the episodes, but basically when our guests come on, you just go far as back as you want. Explain who you are, who is Heather, and then from there we can just have a conversation. There's some stuff that I do want to focus on, but the floor is yours.
All right, sounds good. So Heather, I was born in Sussex County with my family. I love my family. I'm very close with my family. I had a great childhood. I had your standard white picket fence childhood, my parents, and then I have a brother and sister, younger brother and sister. And very grateful for my family. We're all so close, so supportive. My family, my parents they still come out to the gym and they're still always supporting me no matter what I'm doing. And that's been my whole life all through school. I've played basketball, high school, I went to Walker Valley. Then I went to Centenary, I played basketball there. My parents were always driving all the way out for the games.
Oh, so you're a collegiate athlete then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Division
Let's
III.
go. Hey, that's still collegiate.
It was good. I definitely, so after college, I started playing rugby.
Nice.
Out of Morris. And I was like, I wish I knew about rugby way earlier because I totally would have went to college to play rugby.
Really?
Oh my God.
Does Centenary have a rugby team?
I loved it. No. Most schools had just the clubs. Rugby was just the club. But one of the girls I went to high school with, she went to Delaware and she played down there. And then when she came up and I felt lost. I'd always been on a team. I've always played something, been a part of something, and I didn't know what to do. I did coach basketball the first year out of college, freshman basketball at Walk Hill. It was crazy, and it made me never want to coach again. I was like, what happened? The girls were, a lot of the girls, basketball wasn't their sport, so they were just, playing just to stay in shape for other things. And the one day I remember I went into the locker room to give a halftime speech about let's go, we have all this good stuff. And this one girl's in the locker, a dinosaur, and I'm like, what's happening? Wait. I'm not kidding you. And I just left and I said, you guys are on your own. And I just walked out.
Yo, what? So she was pretending to be a fucking T-Rex.
She was in the locker, and I'm just I can't. I was like, I don't know what's happening because when I went to, and I remember I told one girl, I'm like, hey, you're going to start today. She's like, can you pick somebody else? I'm like, we would fight each other to start. We would fight each other to try to start again.
I just picture you going in with the movie award-winning speech, that's going to turn this whole movie around. They're going to win, and you just see this dinosaur walking. You're like,
I don't know what's happening. So
that's like a kicking and screaming moment.
Yes,
I feel like Will Ferrell movie. Yeah.
And that was real life. But anyway, so after that, I was like, I need something. And my friend was like, let's go try rugby. One of the girls I used to play with plays for Morris. So I went and I was immediately hooked. I loved it. I loved tackling people is the best thing ever.
Right.
And I'll never forget my first game though. One of the girls on my team, when I went in, I wasn't even in for 5 minutes. My first 5 minutes playing rugby. And she went in and I just heard a snap.
No.
And I was like, what am I doing out here? She snapped this bone like in half, like
the
her
tibia?
like it was like her ankle like snapped.
Shit.
I was just like, what am I doing? But then like I kept playing and I was like, this is the best ever. Like, I loved it. And I played rugby probably for like 3 years, where I played every season. Like fall was like our actual competitive season, and then spring ball, and then summer sevens, and I loved it. It was just it was great.
So summer 7 is like 7v7 or something?
Yeah, it's a more like fast-paced game.
Okay.
I mean, rugby's just great because there's like no timeouts or anything. It's just continuous. Like 1 second you're on offense, 1 second you're on defense, and you're just going and going.
Yeah.
And going.
I feel like rugby's the UFC of like ball sports.
Yeah.
My cousin in Italy, he played rugby, and
cool.
just like you hear the stories, and like I mean, you obviously see it on TV, and then you watch like actual like football or soccer, you know, and then like they're rolling on the ground because they got hurt or something. It's like, have you ever seen rugby? Like they're just like out there and like tackling, and
everyone calls it like football without pads. But I'm like, nah, it's so much better.
Yeah, there's always, because I played football in high school, and there was always like, not that the rugby was big in like the club realm back then, but there was always that argument that I would have with my brother he played soccer, and he would always be like, bro, rugby is tougher than football. I'm like, bro, you played soccer, bro. Like, what the fuck? No, but it's cool. I think I've watched rugby a couple of times. One, that's really cool that your cousin plays in Italy. You have an Italian cousin who plays in Italy, and an American that moved to Italy.
No, he was born in Italy. And my aunt moved over to Italy in her 20s and stayed there.
but the thing about that though is rugby. You look at the men on those fields; they're huge, dude. They're massive, like the All Blacks or something from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then I'm picturing, because I have a lot of Italian ancestry, right? And I have a lot of Italian friends. This is no, disrespect to them, but the men there are very skinny. Yeah. Very skinny. So to hear about Italy has a rugby team, that's pretty like, are they good?
Well, he was playing for high school basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, and then he actually hurt his back pretty bad. So
True.
In rugby, but
yeah,
he had a good couple of years doing it though.
Let me tell you something. There were some girls where it's like you look on the field and you're like, what team's playing? The men or the women playing right now? Because it's like, it's real. Like there are some badass girls out there.
Like 1980s gym teacher type.
Yes. Yeah. Even with the long socks. Like I would be in the scrum, right? And I'm like across from these girls that are like huge, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, these girls are giant. They're huge, but it was awesome. It was awesome. I loved playing rugby.
That is awesome.
I miss it so much.
What caused you to hang up the cleats? Just a personal choice?
So no, I would still be playing right now, but my body, there was one of our games, we were getting close to like state, like it's like a states, and I sprained the top of my foot, and the next day I had to go to the range for work. And I'm like pretending that I'm fine. Actually, it was the best I ever shot at the range. But yeah, after that, I was like, all right, like I can't really risk this anymore.
Yeah, no, that's all right. The priorities come into play and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's okay now. Now you do a combat sport, jiu-jitsu, where you try to break people's limbs.
Better,
So it's all good. All good. Oh, man, that's perfect.
I just can't stop.
No, but rugby there is high chance of injury because there's no tapping out or anything. You just go, like you said, your friend.
Oh my God. My first 5 minutes of my first game. Yeah, it's crazy.
I know some. I have a friend whose son, I think it was almost the same thing. First game, broke his ankle. It's like in rugby. It's like,
yeah.
I just imagine a lot of collarbones being broken too.
Yeah, there's definitely a few collarbones. But, I mean, you can break your ankle walking down the stairs,
No, for sure.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, all these freaking, you think about it, our country right now, the amount of lies that are being told about fitness, everyone's out of shape. So people just walk, and then like you get up and now your knee hurts. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Yeah,
we always say, like, would you rather be sore from, like, not being able to get up off the couch and, like, laying down all day, or would you rather be sore from working out and, like, moving your body? You're going to be sore regardless. Like, choose which one you want.
Right.
No, for sure. Definitely the latter.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel a hell of a lot better after working out.
Oh, yeah, always. I got up for 6:30 class today with Scott.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I heard the women almost
it was a
overcame
close
the men.
one. It was a close one today, Ashley. It was really close.
Ashley, you're gonna be going to 6:30.
we might get there. One day. We're gonna get there. But yeah, like my alarm goes off and I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I could just hit snooze. But I'm like, no. And once you're there and you're up and you're moving, it feels so good.
It does.
Like, I'm like, you have energy for the rest of the day.
Yep.
See, I wish there was earlier classes because I get up at 4.
Oh my
I gotta be at work at 6 now. So
Yeah.
me is up into my garage, which is a gym, and just work out for like half hour, and then I just go. But I was hoping that because I'm near Lobo, actually, like 15 minutes away. Adrian, shout out to you guys, and I was like, darn, you guys are talking about what is it, a 6:30 class?
Yeah, they have theirs tomorrow. I think they were saying.
I was like, if you can make that like.
A little early.
Yeah, a little early. I mean, I have these are my summer hours. In normal, yeah, a lot of people are sleeping, but I don't know. Anyway, you get it in, right?
Yeah.
I wake up at 4, I still get it in, and it's just, yeah.
No, for sure. And I share your sentiment on that because I've only been to a few of the 6:30 classes, and Scott knows because he busts my chop all the time. The hardest part is getting out of the fucking bed.
Yeah. Once you're up, then you're right.
Yeah,
It's all right, I'm up.
Once
Let's
you're there,
go.
and then once you train, you're like, oh my God, I held the whole day.
Yeah.
And then 5 o'clock hits and you fall asleep.
Yep.
That's at least how I do it.
I took like a power nap.
Yeah.
I just crashed on the couch.
There you go. Yeah. That's the mentality. Once you're up, you're up. It's like it doesn't matter. Like even if I have to get up at 4, you got to get up at say you got up at 3 for some reason. Like once you're up, you're up.
Yeah.
And it's
Nice.
just go, just drive, just go, and just be there.
Yeah.
Just do it.
God, just do it. Don't think about it. Just go.
No, for sure. Yeah, just don't think
If you
about it.
think, then no, it's not gonna happen then.
No, never. So we went from dinosaurs in the locker
Yeah.
to
Oh, man.
rugby.
Rugby.
But in this rugby, so the reason why you had to stop rugby was because of your job, you said, in the range.
Yes.
So when did you're in corrections, right?
I'm in corrections.
Nice,
yeah.
awesome. What
Yeah,
made you go into that?
So I knew I wanted to be in law enforcement. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and corrections was just the first thing to really reach out. So that's just where I've been for almost 8 years now.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so I first got picked up at Sussex, and I was in corrections there for 4 years. So that kind of, my main story, I guess, starts with that, right? Law enforcement is what brought me to martial arts.
Nice.
I had never practiced any type of martial arts before, and I worked at the jail for a full year before I went through the academy and did any type of defensive tactics. Like a full year, I was working in the day room with inmates, not knowing really, like, yeah, sure, I could tackle somebody, but I don't know how to, like, control somebody and get them, like, handcuffed. Like, never did any of that.
Wow.
Never did any of that. And when I went through the academy in Passaic, defensive tactics at the time was Krav Maga.
Okay.
So it was awesome. And I liked it, and we did it for like a week, and I was like, all right. So once I graduated, I'm like, I need to keep training because what am I going to remember from this week? I keep hitting this thing.
Oh, you're fine.
What am I going to remember from 1 week of training, right?
Right.
It's a perishable skill. Like, you got to keep training. Unfortunately, training gets put on the back burner sometimes in this profession because it's expensive. It takes time. That's like overtime, and it's not pushed as much as it should be.
Yeah.
So I took it upon myself to continue training. So our current business owner, our partner, Johan, he was a nurse at Sussex. So he was like, hey, I train Krav in Rockaway at this place, Blue Titan. Why don't you come with me? And I was like, okay, I'll come try it out. He's like, there's this really crazy guy with green hair there, and he runs the classes. I'm like, oh, okay.
I already know where this is going. Keep going.
So I showed up one morning, and there was this crazy guy with green hair there that greeted me, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And so that's the story. There's my story. There it is. There's the beginning. So yeah, I started training Krav like 2 to 3 times a week. And then I think I started in February. And then by that June, Tito's like, I think you're ready to take the level 1 test. I'm like, really? Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
I'll do it. So I did a few like private lessons to get ready with my main instructor that at the time, Wendy. She's awesome. And just to make sure I knew all of the movements, everything that was going to be on the test. Because, just to make sure I knew everything, right? So then come the test, I think it was 6 hours. in the morning, like it was 5 hours, I think. And then I had to go straight to work after.
Oh, nice.
Like, oh my God. So yeah, 5 hours. And I remember there was this, I don't know his name. I didn't know a lot of people because a lot of people went at night and I only went in the mornings because my shift was 3 to 11. So that's all I worked. So I worked with this guy, I remember, and we were doing knees. And he was kneeing me, but I was holding him up. And I'm like, come on, dude, like 5 hours long, and I'm holding you up while you're kneeing me.
Yeah.
Come
Like,
on.
What
Get
the
it
hell?
together. Yeah, and I'm like, who did you partner me with?
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, it was a really cool experience. And I think in the beginning for me, it was really hard for me to find my switch. And like, that was what Tito always said to me. He's like, you need to find like your switch. You need to be able to turn it on and just like go like full beast mode, you know? And in that test at the end, we do what we call circle of death. So it's literally you with everyone around you. They have pads. Some people are doing choke attacks, and you have to defend, and you have to be able to like stay calm enough to like defend everything and throw strikes, and everyone's coming from every which direction. And at the end, he's like, "You found your switch. Like, you turned it on."
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So, yeah. So that was the beginning of my Krav experience. And then we ended up leaving and going to a different gym. And while we were there, Tito's like, hey, you should really become an instructor. I was like, what? You think so? I was like, okay. And I really love the idea of like instructing people and kind of like helping them be able to defend themselves, right? So we trained all morning long. Like I would go to the gym. I would do an hour of CrossFit, an hour of Krav, and then an hour of like a strike fit class, which is like heavy bag work and weights and stuff. So like 3 hours straight every morning. And a lot of time in the mornings, the classes weren't heavy. So it was just me and Johan. And we were both going through phase at the same time to become instructors. So that was all we did, was just grind and train and grind and train. And then we became instructors, and it was really cool. And
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then we left and opened our own gym, Phalanx, which we have right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where's Phalanx?
In Wharton.
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, it's right by the shop right over there on Dewey Ave.
Nice.
Yeah. So we opened a gym in November, and then that following spring was COVID.
Oh, what a fucking great time to open. Yeah. Had to close right away.
We're like, oh no.
Fuck.
But we had a lot of we have so many amazing members. It's our fam with a PH. Everything's a PH.
Yep.
So a lot of loyal members. A lot of people followed us from the other gym, and then we had a lot of new members that stayed. Like, no one really gave us a hard time about wanting to cancel their memberships. So we were able to stay afloat, and Tito was doing online classes with everyone, and like a lot of people actually got in really great shape during the time.
Oh, hell yeah. Because what else were you doing at that point?
Yeah, I went to work. We worked out for like 3-4 hours at the gym. We were doing strength stuff at the time, and we were doing our first cut. We followed the RP app. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No, I've never
Renaissance
heard of the
periodization, just counting your macros.
Okay.
And so we did our first cut with that for like 3 months. So it was like, you couldn't go out to eat. You couldn't like do anything. So it was just like, everything was just like perfect.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That is awesome. Like,
yeah.
And that's, you took the right approach too, because you kept in shape, which was the most important freaking thing for it.
It was going to go one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. And you either sank or float, sank or float. And you guys decided. But also, one thing out of that story that I think is probably the most important is in the beginning is what you said, is that you took a Krav Maga, or they made you take Krav Maga. And 1 week, everyone probably was like, all right, cool, now it's done. And you saw that you needed to continue this because 1 week is not sufficient. And in martial arts, it never is sufficient, actually. A year is not sufficient. You have to keep doing it.
It's continuous.
Yeah, that was really, really awesome. And it's pretty badass to, like, most people go, oh, we met at a bar, we met at the... No, you may see Tito at Krav Maga.
Nice.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so
Yes.
Tito, for those of you who may not have been fine, Tito is Heather's husband. So meeting crazy green hair, which I like the green hair. When I saw it, I fucking love it.
I remember, so we got married, September will be 2 years.
Oh, congrats.
And thank you. And he asked me, I remember for the wedding, he's like, is it okay if I have green hair for the wedding? And I'm like, I've only known you with green hair, so yes, but you're getting it professionally done.
Yeah, good. Love it.
But yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's got a cool green gi too when he comes in sometimes. He's got-
If it was up to him, he would only wear green gis.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Sick. So that's awesome. So you, what's it called again? I'm sorry. Can you your school that you
Phalanx. Phalanx
Okay.
Fitness.
Nice.
With PHs.
So
Yeah.
so you and Tito own it, and you run the classes.
It's Tito and then our partner Johan.
Johan, okay.
Tito owns it, so I own it.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
It's our gym, right? We created it together.
For
but
sure.
Yeah.
And you still teach class there?
I do. So with my schedule right now, it's hard for me to because my schedule rotates every 2 weeks now because I'm at Morris.
Okay.
So for 2 weeks, I'll be 7 to 3 p.m. And then for 2 weeks, I'll be 3 to 11 p.m.
Oh, damn.
So it's like I could really, I have one class on like Mondays because I have Monday, Tuesdays off right now.
Oh, nice.
So I at least do something. And then also we have Phierce Phemale Fridays sometimes, which is really cool. Yes.
Nice.
Phierce Phemale is, it's a pretty amazing movement, actually.
Okay.
Like everyone always asks what Phierce Phemale is. And
Yeah.
Like,
Can you expand on it?
It's not a program. Like
Got it.
it's not a program. It's really more of like the energy that you have and that you bring everywhere you go, right? It's not a place, not a program. It's really just, it's more about spreading, just women coming together, supporting each other, and like women believing like you are worthy. Like that's our main thing is like you are worthy. You're worthy, number one, defending yourself, right? Self-defense is everything that we do. So you are worthy of defending yourself, right? You're worthy of getting that promotion. You're worthy of having that healthy relationship. You're worthy of like anything you want, any of your dreams, like you can get that.
That's
like,
so
it's
awesome.
on you. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's really like evolved from the beginning. Like in the beginning, it was just like, oh, I remember Tito. It was like we were almost a year into being open, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, do you like realize how much like the girls look up to you? And I'm like, what? Because they saw me at like a much later stage in my life. Like when I first started training with Tito, right? This has been a very long process for me too. Like I didn't just like wake up and be like, yeah, let's do this. Like it took me a long time to get my mindset right and to be able to believe in myself. And honestly, like I'm so grateful for Tito because he really helped me see what I'm capable of. He helped me see like, oh, like he used to tell me like stand up straight, like, because I used to like I'm so tall, I'm always so tall, I'm so much taller than everybody. Like I like bend over, and I remember he actually came to one of my rugby tournaments and we went to take a picture. And I'm like this. He's like, why are you bending to me? I'm like, what? Yes. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, stand up. I love your height. I'm like, okay. And actually, I'll never forget this. In one of the classes, this was before we were together, he like said something to me, and he's like, never settle for anybody that doesn't appreciate you for your strength.
Oh,
And
I
he's-
like that.
yeah,
Never
he's-
settle for anyone who doesn't appreciate you for your strength.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
That's
what
awesome.
I kind of
That's
run
awesome.
with.
That's really, and that's really, really cool. To see like, because there's a lot there. You said you didn't have the confidence or so when you first stepped into the class with Tito, were you really, really, really nervous? Like, was it all guys? Was it male dominant, or were there some?
It normally,
women there?
actually, for Krav, when we were at Blue Titan, there were a lot of women.
Okay.
There were a good amount of women, but I didn't believe in myself and I didn't believe in my strength. I was always a bigger girl. Like I played rugby, I tackled people, but like I didn't believe in my strength.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't believe, like, it's like, yeah, I'm a bigger girl, but like, can I really defend myself? You know what I mean? Can I really like do that? Like I question myself. Like, I mean, everyone has self-doubt. Like I still do, right? It's something you always constantly, something I'm always constantly working on. But, yeah, it took me a while. And even just with working out and like my mindset and what my goals are, right? Like growing up, like I always just worked out just to be in shape for the sport and just to, I just want to look good. And now like my perspective has changed so much. Like, no, I'm working out so that I'm strong and that I can do my job efficiently and that I'm coming home safe every night. And I just want to be the strongest I can be. Like that's my goal when I work out now.
It's a badass mindset.
Yeah,
That is a badass
and
mindset.
you have to change that
Yeah.
your mindset to what and like your goals. You have to make them like realistic and like to like your quality of life. You know, like I like to say, I started live, love, and train with intention. Like, what is your intention for what you want out of it? So
yeah, be congruent, right, with what you want.
yeah.
How has training helped you in the jail? Have you ever had to use it, both jiu-jitsu and Krav?
Yes.
Wow.
So
Especially because I'm assuming, do you work with the female inmates or both male?
Both.
Both.
So I actually have a story. So I'd gone. It's at Sussex. There was never anything too crazy. Like I'd gone hands on, had handcuffed people, and stuff like that. But so at Morris, I'll never forget it. It was my first time working the max block, and I wasn't even up there a half hour. Trays had gone out, and I'm like sitting at the desk because real quick, just to rewind, at Sussex, you would sit in a pod and you would just walk through the day room every half hour. At Morris, it's direct supervision. So you're in the day room with the inmates the whole time. And it's just you. So it's me and up to 64 inmates can be in the day room. Yeah.
That can go very bad.
Yeah. So you have to have like respect and control of the day room when it's just you and 60 men.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, right? These guys have probably never seen me before, unless they had been Sussex inmates and they might know who I am. But most of these guys are like, we got new meat here, you know? So they were kind of like loud while I was sitting up there. I'm just sitting there and all of a sudden I see this guy, he's like walking towards the tray cart and the other inmate just turns and elbows him right in the mouth. And I was right in front of me and I just saw his lip just like smash into his lip smash into his teeth. He was like, I'm pretty sure he went out for a split second, just fell back into the table. And then the kid just got on him and started pounding on him. And I was like, what is? So I had to hit my body alarm to make sure people are coming. So I have backup coming.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was out of the 8 years that I've been in corrections. This is the one and only time I ever had to use my OC spray.
Holy shit.
So I had to spray him, and then he finally like stopped. But yeah, everyone came running in. But like at the same time, you're telling everyone to lock in, get back, because like everyone's trying to come in close, see what's going on. It's like, get back. And like I have these two on the floor. It was crazy. And then everyone came in, so we got everyone locked in. We got these two hooked up, brought downstairs, decontaminated from the OC. And then like they pulled me in and we were watching the video. And the one guy that got hit, he was carrying his tray, and you could tell that he was gonna come at the other inmate. So it's like you can like see it. So like I was just like, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened so fast. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like, I love throwing elbows, but to see that in like, right in front of your face, you're like, damn. Like,
that got fucked up. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And like, it's like things like that just put it into perspective for me when I'm training. Like, when I'm training and when Tito talks about that switch, for me, I put myself in the middle of that day room, in the middle of 60 inmates. And that's when I turn it on, that's where I am in my head, because it's like, it's me versus all of them.
Yeah. Oh, well, I bet you they got some, like, definitely had respect for you at that point, because if you had done nothing, they'd been like, oh, we can fucking fight whenever she's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that inmate is still there, and he will bring it up to me once in a while.
Oh, so she built rapport with him.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Yeah. But there's a few other ones that were there, and like if they come back and they're stuff like, oh, Ross, remember when you did this? I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, spread the word, I guess, and it never happened again.
But it's one thing to train, right, and then all of a sudden have that instinct in real life to just be like, boom.
You just like
and you just gotta do it. Yeah.
Hit my body alarm. Do that. Like, get everyone to lock in. Like,
Because like if you weren't training the way you were training, like it could just look like a surreal moment where you're like, oh, this is happening now. I'm supposed to be doing something.
And you get that tunnel vision. Like it really happens. Like sometimes it takes me a second to be like, oh, okay, we're here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And imagine if you didn't have any training.
No.
That would have been awful.
That's what's interesting. Now, did Morris send you the Krav Maga, or was it Sussex? Because
I sent myself.
You sent yourself. See, that doesn't even make sense.
I am really grateful at Morris though, because they did kind of get me involved with the training, and I got to do some like cool. That's kind of how like I got into jiu-jitsu. So. Let's go.
It's a good
segue,
segue
right?
for sure.
There. So
we're professionals here.
I'm gonna segue right in there. There is this program, New Jersey Women in Law Enforcement.
Nice.
And I'm a member of that. So they started, there's New Jersey, it's NJLEO Jiu Jitsu. So these two guys, Scott and Matt, they started this group that they were just, their goal is to just get law enforcement, get officers together and just train. So they started once a month, they would just have open mats for LEO. And then Heather Gogolage, she is the now president of NJWLE, and she got in touch with them. I was like, listen, like, we need to get women training. Like, it can be kind of like, it's like weird to go roll around with guys that you work with, or even just getting in the gym. It can be very intimidating. And so they set something up where they were going to do an hour of a women's training before the open mat. So the open mat was open to everybody. But before that, they just opened it up for women officers to come train. So that was the first time I ever did jiu-jitsu, was when I went down for that. And it was really cool. It's like, it's definitely a different perspective than Krav.
Yeah. Two different arts.
Very different. And also, like, being in law enforcement, like, I'm truly grateful for Krav being, like, my base and, like, being able to have that, like, aggression and that drive. But then also, like, jiu-jitsu has really, it's kind of balanced it for me, because jiu-jitsu is, like, I'm able to, like, find my calm, be just, like, be able to, like, think and really, like, put it all together.
Yeah.
So we like to say that with Phierce Phemale a lot, like, everything's like the yin yang, right? Everything's balanced, like your femininity and then also your fierceness. Like, you can be both.
Yeah, for sure.
Equally. So that's kind of the same thing with Krav and jiu-jitsu for me. So
Krav gives you the switch, but then jiu-jitsu allows you to be grounded. So, like, you're not bashing someone's teeth out if you don't need to.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we train that anyway, legally, Once you can get out.
Yeah.
But, there's definitely things that we train in Krav that I would definitely, like, of course, there's a time and place if you feel like your life is in danger, you need to use deadly force. That's there. Yes. And I'm so glad that I have that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then with every day, just, like, gaining control of people, like, this has been, like, it's definitely just changed my perspective.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you have, well, probably not, because you already started off in Krav, so you had the experience, but I always wonder what it's like and we're blessed at Pure to have, like, such a great community, and, like, Lobo is a great community as well, and there's many great gyms. But for Pure, like, I always wonder what it's like for the females to come in and their first day that they're rolling, they have to go with guys sometimes. Like, for you, was it easier because of Krav, or was there still a little bit of element?
I definitely had, like, a little bit of that back. Like, we do groundwork. So I know how to buck and roll. I know how to do like it was definitely, some things came a little easier.
Yeah.
Walking into Pure, though, I don't know if I would have stayed immediately if it wasn't for, like, having Tito there.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Ashley, I love Ashley.
Oh, Ashley's great.
Ashley's classes, her classes have grown so much with the women. It's awesome. But, like, my first, I was just like, oh my God, like, I've rolled with people that, of course, like, you're going to have your people that are like, hey, I've only been doing this for 2 months. And then he's, like, hip tossing me, trying to put me in an arm bar. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, dude, trust me, those are the same people who you're like, hey, dude, like, I just got, like, my knee ripped off by an alligator. Can we flow roll? Yeah, no worries. And you're mounted. And you're fucking, what the fuck is going on here, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've also had, like, where this guy's standing right in front of me. We both have our hands up. I'm like, hey, you want to roll? And he literally looks away from me and walks across the room to somebody else. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, dude. So
but for the most part, though, most of the guys are awesome.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
Like, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, like, don't just fucking avoid me, but also don't be a dick. Like, we're big in protecting our women here at Pure, and, like, that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
And there's no disrespect in that. It's just anatomy, right? So you're not gonna I'm not gonna drive my shoulder into the face of a female, but Scott Cooper, if I can, that is, 'cause he does it to me. He does it to me, but I will.
If I can get there.
If I can get there, sure. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's like, I'm glad that most of the women, or the women there, feel comfortable. That's cool to go. And actually, when I go with Ashley, I know, like, I'm fully, like, have to work my technical game, and then that's when I realize, I'm like, oh man, I have a lot to learn. Well, she's a black belt, of course. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, awesome. I suck.
My very first time, like, live rolling over there, I rolled with Ashley, and I just remember she was, like, so gentle, but, like, It
She's
was
so
like
good.
a snake was just like sucking the life
Yeah.
out of me, and she got my back. And I'm just like smiling, like.
Yeah.
I loved him. I was just like, how'd I get here?
Yeah, exactly.
I need to learn this.
She what do you call that submission? The one where you twist the spine. What is it? I think it's just called like spine. She got me on that. She tapped me with that, and I was like, "This the fuck is going on here?" She cracked my back actually, so it was pretty good.
There you
It's like,
go,
oh,
hey.
thanks.
That'll be
man.
$500.
Yeah. Mikey does it all the time, and something he'll teach it occasionally, and she got me in that.
Like the bow and arrow, that always gets me all twisted.
Oh yeah, no, bow and arrow is ridiculous. Bow and arrow is absolutely ruthless.
Yeah.
No, but Ashley's straight savage, and she's gonna laugh when I say this. So I gotta say this: the face of Pure MMA, Ashley. I apparently left that out, and I did. So you did catch
We'll
me.
out
on
of
that
here.
one.
We'll out of here.
Oh man, no, that's awesome. Great. So this is what I want to ask you, and I want to be blunt with it.
Yeah.
You're saying all these great things. You train, you do CrossFit, strength training, Krav Maga, Jiu Jitsu. You're doing every fucking thing that a law enforcement officer should be doing. What do you see in the community of law enforcement? And I'm not trying to. And if you don't want to, if you
okay.
that's fine. But like, I respect law enforcement, but at the same time, if you're going to be out of shape, incapable, incompetent, how the hell are you protecting and serving?
Yeah, I think about that all the time, and it's actually really sad because I've had inmates say to me, "Russell, who's your backup?" Like I've had them say that to me before, and I'm like, yeah. So it's really sad when maybe 5% of your department trains, and that's going to the gym just to lift, not training like to defend themselves. Like there's like, I can maybe count on both of my hands how many of the officers actually like roll or train any type of martial arts.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really sad. Like it's sad, but majority, it's like once they're out of the academy, that's it. Like that's like the only training that they ever get.
like not even boxing, like or something to just nothing. Muay Thai, nothing. Holy Jesus!
I feel like if you're going on the streets or anything, I mean, especially law enforcement, and especially corrections of all things.
We don't have anything. All I have is my OC. Like you don't have a weapon. You don't have a taser. We don't have anything. It's your hands and your OC. That's it.
So basically, you're just building the trust of the inmates. Essentially, if they like you, they're not going to bust your chops.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's scary.
That's nuts. That's
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I do have to say, especially like they're trying to get jiu-jitsu in as like the main training through like the academy and stuff for LEO, and they are trying to make waves. Like they are like this group, the NJ LEO Jiu-Jitsu, like they're trying to like make it more where more people are coming out there and getting the word out there, and trying to get the women involved. We have like the New Jersey WLE now has a jiu-jitsu page, and we're trying to get the girls in. Every year they have a conference, and this year it was down to Freehold, and it was 2 days. And the second day we did a jiu-jitsu, like they actually did like a training portion. It was breakout rooms, and the one was jiu-jitsu, and we had over 50 girls on the mats, and it was really cool to see.
Solid.
It was really, really cool to see. So it's like it started, like the movement has started,
Let's
and
go.
it's going, you know. So I'm hoping that it just keeps going and people just start to see. I mean, especially people coming. I mean, we have people coming in the door that we're doing PT assessments on. They're not passing. Like, you know what you need to pass to even do this profession.
Yeah,
like, there's no excuse.
That is
right.
like that's like going to war without your fucking rifle. Like, what the hell?
That's
is
as if the
going
drummer
on?
was going to start fighting.
Yeah, the flute player.
The flute player.
Jesus, no, but like that's as long as the ball's rolling, because
It's going.
there.
It is.
Have you ever heard of Adopt a Cop? BJJ?
Yes, they don't do corrections.
It's
in fine print on the
corrections.
bottom. I checked.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
There's like corrections, and there's like some other things. It's literally, you have to be like a patrol officer, for it to
Okay.
work. Yeah.
What is
I
Adopt
looked
a
into
Cop?
it.
So Adopt a Cop BJJ was founded by a guy named Mitch Aguiar, who's ex-Navy SEAL, and he owns Massive Supplements, so he's an entrepreneur. And he basically started this organization to pay for jiu-jitsu for cops, and he does that via donations.
Nice.
And then they pay for jiu-jitsu up until blue belt. And then after
Yes.
that, if your gym is a sponsor and they want to pay, that's cool, because the whole premise behind it is in law enforcement, and this is true. Like, you guys need to be getting paid better. Like, the pay sometimes, like even with like patrol cops, it's not what it should be, right? No. You should be getting like, and that's a lot of the reason why it attracts people that just go to it and they're just like, oh, I just want to be a cop and I'll pay my bills. Like, that's the wrong reason why you want to be a fucking cop, right? If you get paid an adequate amount and more, you're gonna be, it's just nature. You're going to be, it's gonna entice you to want to do better, to better yourself, right? So anyway, I digress. To get back to the topic, he was talking about he just basically started the organization, and now everyone who's a part of it, they get your jiu-jitsu paid, but you have to go, I think it's twice a week, and you have to post, or is it once a week? And you have to post so they know that you're going, and if not, you get kicked out. But a guy named Greg Lappin, I believe, who's the one I was explaining Guns and Geese.
Okay.
Greg,
that's so cool.
yeah.
I need to
you gotta go.
that.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna show you afterward where you go. You definitely gotta go.
Joe's gonna pay for us to go.
Let's do it.
Let's on, Joe. Let's fucking go, baby. Airfare included.
Yeah,
Jesus,
airfare and ammo.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, man, this podcast is international. It's raking in. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Yeah. No, but him, Greg, and I think another guy, Greg Anderson. I think they were all there. They went to a seminar. And there was thousands of police officers. So Mitch was like, this is the perfect time to set up a fucking mat, and we will teach and train jiu-jitsu. And all these guys are black belts, okay? Under very, very reputable black belts, right? Like good lineage. And they're savages because they're all ex-military. So apparently, and this was about a year ago, apparently I think 10 people out of 1,000 showed up to train with them. 10 cops out of 1,000 that were all there, and it was free.
Because that's what I thought would be the issue, was they couldn't afford training, right?
Well, now you have, as long as you're not corrections, now you have.
Yeah. You're beat.
Well, that's
because beat it, nerd.
I see the
exactly.
the town I work in. I'm not gonna mention, but I see them running, but I don't know what else training they do. But just being in law enforcement, you can't just throw on a badge and like have that ego and be like, oh, I can hide behind this thing. It's like, no, you got to train. Because I've heard stories where a lady police officer made a stop. This guy was huge, and she went to handcuff him. He grabbed her and body slammed her on the ground. And then she couldn't do the job, and she was too shaken. And, it's a horrible story. She's okay, but at the same time, it's like any officer, male or female, needs to train. Because my problem is I went to CCM for criminal justice when I went, and I couldn't see myself going any further than that because I saw the people in the room. And no offense to anybody out there, but at the same time, all I saw was meatheads that just wanted to order people around with a badge, right? They didn't want to, they didn't want to be a community police officer, help people. They just wanted to be like, oh, I'm going to get the free ice cream at the carnival, so that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, that's definitely not the good look. Yeah.
And, so that's why I didn't pursue it. But what I like, what you're talking about, and what I hear through other guests on this podcast before I came, they were saying that, Krav Maga is awesome. Mm-hmm. That's actually what I was going to go for first, but now I'm hearing about jiu-jitsu, so maybe I'll do that. Anyway.
Well, that you got Phalanx and Pure,
or
Lobo.
Yeah, right.
Well,
that's
everything. You can't get enough. You can't get enough.
Literally.
Well, that's my
It's
thing.
all your tools in the
yeah.
pocket,
Well, that's what I want. It's just right now I have twins. They're 3, so it's like you're saying, you can't just go one a day. You gotta, like, for me, I started karate.
Just there all morning.
I want to exactly. I want to do it 5 days a week. But anyway, like with these police officers, if you ever watch the show Cops, like you see like the adrenaline get to them. So you see them chasing one person, the guy gives up, and yet still 6 cops jump on him and knee him and kick him and everything. It's like, dude, the guy's down. He's out of breath. Dude, like he's dying here basically. You won. Just handcuff him and let it go. Then but I forget who it was, but a previous guest was saying like in a situation, jiu-jitsu taught them to just calmly be able to hold somebody.
Farina. It was Joe Farina.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The guy's, he's my age, and he's done so much more than I could ever imagine. But anyway,
awesome.
Yeah. So he was saying he was able to just calmly get someone that was under stress. He was on something. And
just to at least like just
in a
control
hole,
him.
and just control him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it was somebody else, they might have shot him. They might have tased him to
don't
death.
know
They
how
might have,
they
or
went.
just choked him out and killed him. You never know. It's just
No, it's true. And I think I remember that story where he said that he walked in the house and out of the corner or out of his peripheral, the suspect just charged him, and he was able to duck, shoot a double, and then gift wrap him. And to the audience who doesn't train, you're like, what the fuck is that?
What do you
I don't
mean?
know.
Gift wrapping.
Gift wrapping. Yeah, exactly. But it was cool. It's cool to hear, and it's true. I think Andy said this. I don't remember when, but he says, have you ever trained jiu-jitsu with someone who's never trained before? It's like fighting a baby. And it's like, dude, yeah, even when you get big guys, strong big guys, okay, maybe they're going to be like, if they have like military experience, Leo experience, okay, they're going to be a problem, right? But you'll beat them every day of the week with technique.
Yeah.
You can absolutely, it's like muscles in your body that you've never used before just get stronger. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is.
no. It's the way the body works in karate. At the time, the sensei was like 5'6", right, 5'7". Have the biggest guy put him in, like, try to get an arm grab on him or something with just normal technique, like nothing, just gets out of it, and it's just like you'll throw him on the ground, and it's just that's what it is. Technique will outperform strength any day.
Any day. And then the problem is when you got the big person with technique. That's better than
Then it's
yours.
like,
And you're like, oh, this sucks. Thank God I'm training and not in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing I like about martial arts community is everyone, and I'm sure it's the same as Krav and karate as it is in jiu-jitsu. Everyone is like there to help each other. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you beat the crap out of each other, and then afterward you're laughing, and
Yeah.
it's like it's something almost that you never see before.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good out for you considering you're working with inmates that have basically ruined their lives. You know what I mean? The vibration is low. Do you feel that when you go to class, it lifts you up a little bit? Or
Oh, yeah. I need to go to the gym.
yeah, yeah.
If I go like the weekend, if I get stuck at work and stuff and I don't go, like I feel it. I'm
Really?
like, I need to go. I need to hit shit. I need to lift some stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Love it.
It's like I need to be in the gym. But going back to what you were saying about just officers like being prepared. So Morris sent me to this training. It was really cool. It was called C4C PJJ. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No.
With Chad Lyman. It's what is it? Code for Combat? Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it's just about basically when you say code for, it means the scene is now safe and secure, like you have everything handled.
Nice.
So it's kind of like you want to be able to control what's going on, right? You want to be safe. You want to get home safe. So I went to that training. It was like a week long in Somerset, and it was awesome. And the first day, because they said like bring your gloves, I was like okay, but it was very jiu-jitsu based. But it was really cool because they were open. They're like, jiu-jitsu is one of the best tools we have. It's a answer. It's not the answer, right?
Yeah.
You need a little bit of everything.
Right.
Yep.
You need a little bit of everything. You have to be open-minded. Like they're like, if someone has something, come to us and give us what you got. And if it works like better than something we have, or we can add it, like we want it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, it's just that open-minded. Like we want what's best. We want to help everyone. We want what's best. But I remember it was me. I was the only woman there. And then I was the only one that was like, everyone was like a blue belt and higher, like
Okay.
blue, like at most brown, some black belts. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
You're 3-stripe white, right? 1-stripe white.
one stripe.
Got it.
Yes. And I was just like, for a split second, I was like, do I belong here? I was like, what am I doing here? But I was like, no, we're good. We're good. You got this. And then, it was within like the first hour. They're like, all right, put your gloves on. I'm like, all right, I'm home now. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it was actually like crazy once, because we were just learning, like we were just throwing basic straight punches and hooks to just learn how to block it so that we can come in and to a body lock, and like we kept progressing, right? But when everyone was throwing the strikes people are like flinching, like they just like, everyone was like like it was out of their comfort zone, right?
Right.
And like these guys who are like purple belts and blue belts, and at the end we always like sat down and talked about what happened, and they were like, I just found like a hole in my training,
Oh yeah.
you know. And it was just like crazy to see, you know. You got to do everything.
Absolutely.
You got like
Yeah.
you have to. You need a little bit of everything.
I think also, like, you guys mentioned it too with competitions, is like you have adrenaline and like the adrenaline drop or something like
The
that.
adrenaline dump, yeah.
So
Oh my
basically,
God.
like in a real life situation, you could be doing what you think you know, but if you don't train enough and all of a sudden you get winded because you're breathing wrong and you're not like focused, you know, that's something that could definitely happen.
1,000. When I was at school in college, I took some MMA and some boxing, and I remember the instructor always said, practice your perfect technique now, because in a street fight everything gets loose and your technique goes to shit, right? Like, or not to shit, but if the more you train, the more you're going to keep it. But if you don't train, then you're going to start to get sloppy. And I was like, that actually makes sense, because think about it. When you get into a fight, your adrenaline, like, you get those butterflies, and then all of a sudden your hands get all sweaty, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you feel like the tingles of the adrenaline, just like, and then everything. And
that's one thing too, though. With jiu-jitsu, I felt like, even though, so for instance, you have to have a little bit of everything, right? In a street fight, I'm not fighting sitting on my ass, pulling De La Hiva guard.
There's no rules on the street.
No, there's no rules. Like, I'm not even gonna shoot a double leg, probably, because one, if I get it, crocky, I'll probably kill you if I get it, or two, I'll destroy my knee. Like, you know what I mean? That's why it's like good to have everything. Yeah. Hit them, like, you know, most people probably just fucking hit them with a nice jab to their nose. That'll probably tell them, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, bro,
really
don't fuck with me. Yeah, like don't fuck with me, dude. Like,
everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Everyone has a plan. Yeah. Mike Tyson, baby. We should get Mike Tyson on the show.
Oh yeah, I think he's.
Would you want to do a show with Mike Tyson?
I would do it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll ask him next Wednesday. We'll sneak him in.
Hey, Mike, you want to come on the show?
Hey, you never know until you try, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, if he hears that, I'm probably gonna get killed.
He's got his own podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go on him
for sure. Oh, great! That's awesome. I'm glad that you're training. You look like you like it. Like, you look like you enjoy it when you're there. Oh, here's the question I got that everyone's willing and wants to know. Who wins on the mats, you or Tito? Oh, I'm just putting you on the spot.
It depends. So I actually would cry sometimes after sparring with him.
Really?
He only pushes me to be better, but
that's true. It's good.
So when Tito has his switch, it's like,
dude, he's a pit bull.
I don't know if I could talk to him. I'm just gonna give him some space. No, he, like, when he gets in the zone though, he's like 100%. Like, that's what he's doing.
1,000%.
So I don't even know. Like, we used to spar a lot, and we haven't really done it in a while because it's been very much jiu-jitsu. But sometimes I think about that. I'm like, I don't even know if any of these guys could like handle like sparring him. Like, he's on another level. But so when it comes to rolling, you know, I feel like it's 50-50.
You hear that, Tito?
No, you know what? So I always, at the end of us rolling, like, he always goes to my right side. So my right knee, I've had 3 knee surgeries on my right knee.
Oh, he's going to that side.
He goes to that side every time. I'm like, you do that on purpose? He's like, of course I do. I'm like, come on. Like, that's just not fair.
At least he's honest.
He's like, yeah, of course, that's what I'm going to. Because I like can't get that knee up all the way.
Oh, dude, but that's that. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but that's another thing about jiu-jitsu that I've noticed. Like, you know, you were talking about the guy who like will always go insane when you're trying to flow roll.
Yeah.
If you literally is like, hey man, just came back from a knee surgery.
That's the first place. They go to.
Which one is it? Oh, bro, which one is it? Left knee. Yeah, no worries. Knee bar on the left knee. You're like, what the fuck, bro? I just told you.
That's right.
It's so true.
And they're like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Like,
bro,
what the
fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's like you say it, so now it's just in their mind. So that's like all they're thinking about. Let me just grab his wrist. That hurts right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tried teaching my wife some karate moves and stuff, you know, self-defense. But even so, we tried sparring it. It was just, I couldn't go hard. It was just kind of like, it's just like, okay.
No, but that's one thing I can always like count on him for. He's always going to go hard on me. He's always going to keep me accountable. He's like, he's like, he does everything like to just make me better.
Yeah.
Like, he will put his full weight on me and I won't be able to breathe, but I ain't going to show him that it hurts. Like, I'm just like, I'm fine.
And that's congrats to him. He got promoted to blue belt.
Yes, he got his blue belt last week.
That was nice.
It was really cool. I was actually there for it, which was awesome because normally we're in the women's class on Thursday, but Ashley couldn't have it, so we were able to take the advanced class. So I was actually in class, so it was cool.
That is dope. Did they get him mid-roll or did they get him afterward?
Mid-roll, and he actually said when he got hit with the belt, his Krav like kicked in. He was kind of just like, he's like, I had to get my bearings of where I was real quick.
It's like a switch.
Yeah.
Do you know who Remo is?
Yeah.
Okay. So Remo, I love Remo. He's a great guy. When he got his blue belt, he got it mid-roll. And he said that he was so discombobulated of what was going on that when they were hitting him, he thought it was someone else getting promoted. So he started clapping too. And he turned around, he's like, it's me. Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Remo's great too. Oh my god, there's a lot of Leos in Pure,
Yeah.
and there's quite a few at Lobo as well that I know of. Yeah, you guys are. It's always fun to go with you guys because there's always gonna be a fight. It's always gonna be a fight. Even Tito, I was telling you offline. Like I went with Tito. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it was nonstop. It was 5 minutes of cardio round, and we were just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
He's a natural. And his engine is just like nonstop.
He's strong as shit. He goes, bro, you were strong. I'm like, me? You were fucking strong, dude. What the fuck?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
He's great.
When are you going to training next?
For Pure?
Yeah, for Pure. Because we rolled. It was
we
a
did
good roll.
I mean,
you were tough.
Yeah.
You were tough.
What did you keep trying to get my back? You kept trying to get my back.
I was trying to get your dang back. Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah. You was at one point too. I think you almost. I was pushing you over to try to get your back, but I was like, if I fuck this up, she mounts me. So I was like, shit. And you were putting the pressure on. So I was like, shit.
I'm at that point where I'm like pretty decent at like defending myself.
Yeah.
Like I have the basics, like I know what I got to do to defend my arm bar. I know what I got to do to like get you off me. Like, but when it comes to being like the attacker, I'm like, I get in a good position. I'm like, now what? Like I'm just like sitting there like, okay, I'll just hold this side control for like 5 more minutes.
Do you go? That is really funny. So here's the next question. Do you go with higher levels all the time?
I try to.
Okay. Yeah.
I try to mix it up. Mm-hmm. Honestly, some of my favorite roles are like with Scott. Like
Coop? Oh,
yeah. Because like I feel like sometimes when I roll with like some people, like they just don't want to go to, but I'm like, no, you got to give me something so that I can just react to you.
Yeah.
Like just go. Just go. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm going to figure it out. Like, I need you to just go because then it becomes like a stalemate. Like, it's just like, I don't know what to do. So you do something.
Yeah, no. So the reason why I asked that is I tended to go with, like the higher belts in the beginning because I wanted like, whatever. I'll learn through getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Which did happen. But you tend to get really good at defense. And then when you start going with people who are like less experienced and you get the offensive move, you're like, what the fuck do I do now? Yeah. So that's why I started like mixing it up. Like,
you have to
a year in, you have to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's great. But then also we have white belts there who are like insanely freaking good. You're like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, they've done something before.
They definitely have.
They own a couple gyms. They just don't tell anybody.
My favorite one is the wrestlers, that like D1 wrestlers that come in or D2. So funny story. I was at the pro class on 11 a.m. on Mondays. Okay, freaking amazing class. Right?
Yeah,
dude. If it's just savages, and it's all pro, right, from the name. So everyone there except me and like one other dude are pros, right?
Is it gi?
It's no gi.
No gi. Okay.
Like Dylan Dennis was there. He's been coming. Then there was this one guy there. He had his Texas A&M rash guard, and I'm talking muscles galore. Like this guy was a fucking statue. All right. And I was like, that's probably a wrestler. So I was like, cool. I want to go with him at one point. So I finally get to him. And I'm like, hey, can we go? He's like, yeah. So I go with him. And afterward, he absolutely dismantles me, but he wasn't trying. Like I could tell he wasn't trying. So I'm like, all right, this is a high level guy because he's trying, but he's not putting 100% effort. Yeah. So I go up to Scott after. I was like, that guy wrestled at Texas A&M. He goes, dude, that's Phil Hawes from the UFC. He just fought on Sunday night. I go, wait, what? He goes, yeah. I was like, oh. I was like, that's wonder. He did what do you call it, body triangle? Have you ever been body triangle by Mikey?
No, but Tito just recently did it for the first time, and he was like, I wasn't gonna tap, but damn.
Yeah, no, dude, it's bad, right? Because Mikey and Joey Campese will get you right where the body triangle needs to be, right by your solar plexus, so you can't breathe. Phil Haas put his around my waist, and I was like, when that happens, usually you're good. It hurts. I was like, all right, I'm good. And then he started squeezing, and I started feeling like a hernia coming on. And I was like, I just gave him the tap. I was like, all right, yeah. I just gave him my neck, and I tapped. Fucking crazy. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, we're an hour in. That was fun. Shit.
Oh my God. I feel like I have so much more to say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're going to
Go
keep
ahead.
going. Actually, there's something that I want to ask.
Yes.
Another savage thing you did is you biked from New Jersey to Washington, D.C. and not
Yeah.
motorcycle. You biked.
Like a bicycle.
Let's hear that.
Bicycle. So I heard about the Unity Tour my first year on the job. Like the guys were talking about like doing it, and I was like, I need to do that. Like that sounds awesome. And then here we are, like 8 years later, and I finally like last year I was like, I'm doing it. Like it wasn't like, oh, I really want to. Like, no, I'm doing it next year. Like that's it. So I got registered, and you have to raise, I think it was $2,100 to ride. And so we ride in honor of all the fallen officers, all the officers that have died in the line of duty. And we raise money for like the memorial and for the families of that are left behind. And it was an amazing experience.
It was a 3 days straight?
It was actually 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, so we left on a Tuesday. I think the first day was like 40 miles, I think, like around 40 miles. And then the second day was 91 miles.
Jesus.
Wow.
The third day was 94 miles. And then the last day into Washington was, I think, like 36.
36 miles.
So I was training here and there.
Okay.
Shout out to our member, Antonio. He trained with me, and he got me a road bike to start with. And he got me on the road and got me going, because I was like, I haven't ridden a bike since, I don't know, middle school.
Yeah,
Besides the assault bike at the gym all the time. But yeah, and I think the longest, like we were riding a lot. It was really cool. We did like one ride into New York City, across the bridge into New York City, all the way down to like Ellis Island and back. And then we did like a lot of trails. It was fun. But I think the longest that I did straight was 40 miles.
What?
And then went into this. I was like, 40 miles was just like half the day, not even half the day.
Oh, man.
What was the hardest part about that? Was it all mental?
Mostly mental.
Okay.
But for me, like getting on the bus and stopping was not even an option. So the one day, I think we were like almost like 50 miles in, and we come up, this one guy used to always give us a little heads up of how much longer we had till break. And he was like, 19 more miles till your lunch. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, my toes feel broken.
Yeah.
I'm like they were so numb, and then they legit were they felt broken.
Oh
and I was like, 19 more miles. But I was just like, just keep pedaling. My knee was angry. Like every time, the worst was every time we stopped and then it got cold and then I had to get going again and trying to like bend it. I'm like, oh my God. Oof. But and my neck, like staying in that position on the bike, my neck got so stiff. Dude. But I mean, other than that though, like I thought my ass would hurt a lot more than it did.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I've been mountain biking before and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, like I'm just thinking the next day would have been hell. And then
like it got uncomfortable. But it like that, like my toes was honestly like the worst part sometimes while I was pedaling. So crazy, like rookie story. So I rookie move here.
I don't think you can really any rookie when you're going 100 over 200 fucking miles, but let's hear it.
Well, some of those people have been doing this for like 15. It's my 15th time. I'm like, well, damn, that's fucking awesome. Like, okay. But no, so I started with, I got like the I didn't want to clip in. I was scared to clip in. I didn't want to like fall. Right.
Yeah, that's I've seen.
So I got the basket pedals where you just kind of put your foot in.
Yeah.
But I was wearing sneakers when I was practicing, and he took the there's like a string that goes, I guess, around it to keep your foot in, but he took it off because I was like afraid to like not be able to get out.
Yeah.
So then like the day before, I decided to go get biking shoes because I was like, they told me it was a harder sole, so it'd be easier to pedal. But when I started riding, it kept sliding though because it was too slick.
Oh right, yeah.
So I kept sliding out for the first day, and I was like, oh my, there's no way I'm doing 3 more days like this.
Yeah.
So one of the guys, they have there's a lot of support that comes with us, and there's a trailer for Marty's bikes, and I went there in the morning before we start, and I'm like, hi, and I was like, told him what was going on. He's like, oh, let me see, like, so he's trying to fix my pedals to get the part off because it kept like scraping on the bottom, and he's like, all right, do you have any other shoes? I'm like, no. He's like, your only option is clips because that's going to be way too slippery. So he took his bike, took his pedals off, and put it on mine.
Wow.
Added the clips real quick to the bottom of my riding shoes, held my bike for like 5 minutes and had me practice getting in and out before we started. And then I just went, I'm like, what? Okay.
I got 90 miles. Let's go.
Like, okay. So, like the only time I've ever done any type of clip work was one of the girls at the gym let me use her Peloton.
Yeah.
So it's like stationary. It's just like whatever.
Yeah,
Just in and
yeah.
out. So I'm like, what am I doing out here with like over 700 riders, like all close together.
Yeah.
There were times that I was like had a death grip. I was like, oh my god, like what's happening right now?
Jeez.
Yeah. So I only wiped out twice,
All
but
right.
it was before like getting started. So I would clip in, and then we would like funneling in. Like I had to keep one foot going, but I put all my weight on the side that was clipped.
Sorry. I'm not laughing at you because like I've never done this, but just to pair that story with your rookie moment, I'm just picturing like one of the 15 years going rookie.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So one of my friends from work was next to me, and I'm like going, and I'm like, oh no, Pardo, go ahead. And just like he's like, oh thank God I unclipped real quick, otherwise I would have taken him with me. But I just like fell, like just like.
Oh no.
And yeah, so the first one wasn't too bad, but then we went. We got to the lunch break, and then getting clipped in again, wiped out. Ooh. This time I scraped my elbow was gushing blood. I'm like, oh my god. So he like ran to get me Band-Aids real quick. I was like, oh my god, thank you. But then like they started going, and then it was like all the support vehicles started going. I was like, we got to get out. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going. So he's like, come on. So we clip in, and we start going around. The women were like, oh my god, what are they doing? What are they doing? But then the guy who is in charge of it, I think he actually started the original one, which the original one started with only like 18 people.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And now like we rode into DC. We met up with other chapters with like just over 2,000 people.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So wait.
And that
So
was from
how many people-
97.
How many people started? Like, was it 2,000 people to start, 2,000 finish?
Well, because it's we met with a few different chapters the last day.
So
for
that was the 2,000 when you met.
Yes,
Okay.
at the end.
Never
So,
mind.
but we went most of the way. I think it was like 750.
Okay.
I think they said about for the riders. But yeah, so we just started weaving in and out, and we had to like catch up back to the group. But the guy was there. He's like, take care of each other. Go. We're like, oh come on. We were like racing. I was like, well, that wasn't how I was expecting to start this, but okay. But yeah, because so they have like the ride marshals, and they all stay. A bunch stay at the back and then on the side, and they just make sure everyone's being safe, following the rules. And if you start falling back too much, they tell you you're done. You got to get on the bus. So it was like,
wow.
so we got up to the ride marshal, like, all right, we got to get away from them. Like, let's keep going forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, but I made it.
Good.
Awesome.
And
Congrats.
we made it down.
badass.
That's awesome.
The coolest part though was definitely like the support of the community on the way down. Like I got so emotional multiple times. Like it was like the schools were all out. All the kids were lining the sidewalk, high-fiving. I was like,
so
I ain't going
sick.
over there, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll end up taking out 5 kids. I'm trying to go high-five
Catch
them.
me.
I'm like, no way.
Just picture you falling and taking like 10 kids out.
Well, because my friend said the one time he went over, one of the kids, I don't know if he missed his hand, but pulled his handlebar. Oh, no. I was like, I would have been down. He's like, he got it back, but I was like,
I need
no.
like a good 4 foot between my handlebars and anything else.
Yeah, but it was so cool. And like all the fire trucks were out with like huge flags and people just out there cheering, thanking us. All the cars pulled over, recording us, thanking us. It was
That's
just
awesome.
It was really, really cool to see. And then when we got down there, I mean, riding into the memorial with like my family was there, Tito was there, my 2 friends, Alyssa and Nelsie were there, like my whole group was there cheering me on, and then like all the families were there of like officers who have passed, like standing by the names, and it was definitely something to experience for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. It was hard to like really get into it coming into the memorial because I just didn't want to fall because there were so many, like, again, so many people and like kids wanting high fives. I'm like, okay. I just doing a little high five, but I'm like, oh my god, just keep going.
You're like, I'm clipped in.
Yeah.
I'm clipped in.
Oh, I unclipped for that.
Oh.
I was like, no way. But yeah, because they're like, you're supposed to ride 2x2, but there was not even room to do that. So we were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like NASCAR over there.
Yeah, it was
Jesus
wild.
Christ. And all it took is one person to go, and everyone's.
Yeah, there were a few pileups. So thank God I was nowhere near.
I'm sorry, that's fucked up. That's so fucked up. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
No, there were
Joe's just here for the carnage.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, when someone
Everyone
falls,
was safe though.
Yeah, as long as no one gets hurt. When someone falls, I'll go up and I'm like, "Yo, are you okay?" And if they're okay, like,
And then
I'll
you
start laughing.
laugh.
Yeah,
I laugh
exactly.
first, and then I ask if they're okay. You know?
It's okay.
But yeah, it was really cool. So my favorite part though was Saturday. They had the candlelit vigil, and that there were 532 names of fallen officers that they added to the wall, and they read through every name, and then everyone has a candle, and we're just like by the Capitol, between the Capitol and the monument, and we're just like in the yard between there, and it's just full of officers and families, and we all have candles, and after they read the names, they just start lighting the candles, and you're passing everyone to like light the candle, and it was just filled. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you actually remembered while you're there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it made every mile like worth it to be there, like
for
that.
sure.
Right.
So it was really cool. And now everyone's like, would you do it again? I'm like, yeah, I have to.
So yeah, I was actually gonna ask, are you gonna do it again?
I feel like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you do different?
Oh God.
You're not gonna buy biking shoes, you know that for sure.
I'm going to be prepared to clip in this time.
There you go.
That's great.
But definitely try to get on a team that has like a trailer, because that was like the hard. We didn't have a trailer for there was only like 3 of us that rode from Morris, but we didn't have a trailer. So when you get in and you have someone for your own support and with your trailer, you can put your bike right there. They already have your bags, like everything. They have like a cooler with beer for you waiting. When you come in and you don't have anybody, you're just like trailing in, trying to find, there's like a room in the hotel. You got to go put your bike in and go find your, get your luggage, and hopefully your room's ready. Mine wasn't ready twice. I'm like, I just want to shower.
Yeah.
Please.
Just give me a room.
Yeah. But I really lucked out because I didn't have a roommate.
Oh, that's perfect.
There you
And
go.
I just had the whole room to myself every night. And it was
perfect.
great. Yeah. That was a nice surprise. So
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
No, it literally is always a good thing.
yeah.
No,
But yeah, it was amazing. I'm very grateful for everyone that people that I haven't talked to since high school were like donating to me.
Oh, great.
So that I was able to like do this. So
Yeah.
that was really cool. Had a lot of support.
Such an amazing experience, probably.
Yeah.
And emotional, right?
Oh my God. So emotional.
Yeah.
I can't think about it too much.
Yeah. For sure.
But no, it was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now that ride back in the car,
Oh yeah. Well,
were you like, how the fuck did I go down on a bike?
so yeah, we stayed. We rode in Friday morning. We stayed in Annapolis Friday night. Stayed for the candlelit vigil, and then my friend Alyssa drove us. We were all passed out, and she drove home. She drove us home.
Yeah, good.
So thank God for her. She's the youngest out of our group, but she's the mom.
You're the mom of the youngest. Sometimes the baby, what do you call, acquires that role of being like the caretaker.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's funny.
She's amazing.
Jesus. Is this one of the people you played rugby with?
No, she's one of the girls from the gym.
Oh, Jim. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She was the dinosaur lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
Yeah, Jesus
yeah.
Christ. I can't believe we started off that show with the dinosaurs. That's fucking hilarious.
I know. I was
That's
like,
the thing.
should I have even talked about
No,
it?
absolutely. Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
That was
That's
like
awesome.
You know
I
what's
mean-
funny though? I do picture because I know exactly what kind of kids those are, and it's just like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was a crazy experience. I was just like, I'm never coaching again.
So here's a question for you: riding bike, road etiquette.
Oh, yeah,
Talking about
dude.
this.
Oh God.
Okay, so you're doing 2 and 2, like 2x2.
It's supposed to be 2x2, but it was like 4x5. Like it was just all over the place.
Yeah,
It's
because
supposed to be 2x2.
I was just because I was mentioning to him offline. I was like, I just want to get your take on the idea that you're driving 50 miles an hour and you come around a corner, all of a sudden you have bikers in the road. And they won't go over the white line. They just kind of stay in there, and there's like 2,
Just like,
sometimes
this
3.
is my road.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, dude, we're gonna get into an accident here.
Yeah. No, but it was really cool because when we went down, like every road we were on was completely closed down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
God, yeah.
yeah.
That's-
Like the highways, the whole thing was closed.
Oh, that's amazing. That'd make it so much.
I would feel like they would have to definitely do that.
Yeah, well, that's another question. Is like, where the hell were you guys on the Parkway?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like we were
turnpike.
everywhere. We were everywhere. We were on back roads, main roads. Like it was
That must have
cool.
been like a apocalyptic scene to be on a highway that's
with like no one
completely
around.
empty.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my
pretty
God.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. A lot of planning goes into that for them to like set that
sure.
up,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mark that whole route off.
So what are your
crazy.
plans with regards to martial arts? Of course, you're going to continue it, right?
Yes.
Do you plan to stick with the two that you're doing forever and then acquire more, or just stick with the two you have? You think it's a good base?
So I recently, my friend Jackie, who's my partner with Phierce Phemale, she does boxing, and I went to a training at Legacy, and it's a boxing gym, and I got in the ring, and I absolutely loved it. And I was like, I want to do this. But so on another note, after 8 years of being locked up, I am going to be I'm changing to parole. I got hired by parole.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
congrats.
Yeah, so I'm
Nice.
officially hired by parole. So I will be going back to the academy July 31st.
Awesome.
Yes. So, but after the academy, I do want to find I don't know how, but I want to find a way to work in some boxing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, forgive my ignorance, but parole with regards to like your position, what would that be mostly? Like, what would you be doing?
So I'll be dealing with the same clientele, but now parole is like after they get out of prison, if they get sentenced, if they get out with parole, I'll be doing like house calls, making sure that they're there'll be a set time that they have to be on parole, right? And they have to get drug tested, if they have to go to work, make sure they're going to work, like just to make sure they're following the guidelines and the rules that they're supposed to be following on parole to become a
Yeah. I feel like it's a little
working
safer.
citizen. Yeah.
Perhaps, maybe.
I
Depends,
mean, it
right?
definitely has, depending on what house you're going into.
Yeah. Well,
I'll probably be like starting in Newark, and then
Oh, never mind. It's not safer. Take that back.
so, but we'll see. I mean, it'll be a nice change of pace for sure. I'm ready for it. Mostly the schedule. I'll be working I'll have a normal life. I'm gonna be a normal person again. Like holidays and weekends off.
Oh, wow.
I won't be getting jammed for 16-hour shifts.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. So I'll be able to be more involved with the gym and being able to have scheduled classes, because right now, like I have one scheduled class on Monday because my shift alternates every week. So I can't have like definite classes every week.
Yeah.
So this is going to be amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
for
awesome.
like just for family life, being home with Tito and for the gym, like it's just, I'm ready for it.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
That's
Thank
definitely
you.
something to look forward to. And it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. At first, I was definitely like, I don't want to go through another academy. Like, it's been 7 years. Like, come on. But then I'm like, I'm getting paid for 5 months to train.
Yeah.
You know? So
Which is
I
something
had to
you
change
love
my mind.
doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I kind of had to reset my mind, because it's just like, here I am again, like 4 years at Sussex, started over at Morris, now starting over again. But it's like, I have to look at the positive side. Like, it's going to be better in the end. I get to go train for 5 months, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's
for
like,
sure.
I'm definitely like, I went down for my PT assessment, and it's going to be in Seagirt. So once I was there, like I was still like, I don't really want to do this. But then when I got down there and I was on the base, I was like, nah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you're ready,
and I'm
yeah.
like walking to go do like the 1.5 miles, like ready to go sprint that 1.5 mile run.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
You're
Like,
probably finishing that in 9 while everyone's doing it in 22. Fucking kidding me.
I think I did it in 11.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, because it was great. So I had actually gone through also to be a PT instructor.
Awesome.
So it was like 1 week I'm going to take the PT assessment down in Seagirt, and then I'm up here and we got a bunch of new guys and I'm giving the PT assessment. It's just like such like an awkward time. It's like,
So you got it. So you got that position. You're a PT instructor.
yeah, I've been for
Okay,
like 3
awesome.
years, but I never really did the police classes. I just did the Explorer class, but it was fun with the kids.
What's
running
what's
the PT.
Explorer?
So yeah, it's kind of like a junior police academy kind of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
cool.
Morris. So yeah, it was cool. So I ran like the PT for the kids. They hated it. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I remember at the one graduation, I was like, yeah, who loved PT? And this one kid raises his hand. I'm like, yeah, that's my man right there. Like, this one little kid, the only one that raised his hand. Everyone else is like,
I love it.
Like,
Oh,
come on, what's with this generation?
Yeah,
Let's
right.
get
Let's
out there and move.
there.
Come
Fuck
on.
yeah, I love that. Oh my god.
Faces when I tell them to run, it's like what? Come on.
Oh wait a second. So this is junior. So this is like little kids.
Well, yeah. The
I'm
range.
calling them bitches.
Well, no,
A bunch of 5-year-olds.
we have some up
Joe's
to
a
like
savage.
18. Like we had some 18,
Oh,
17.
okay, then I take
But
that.
there
That's
are
good.
some young kids.
Okay.
There is a wide range.
Yeah, got it.
But yeah. So
Hey,
yeah,
someone's got to
good-
whip it into shape.
Yeah.
Love it.
Come on. You're gonna want to go for that PT assessment later
Yeah.
on for police, and you're not gonna be able to pass it. You know.
Not even be able to do a push-up.
I think every job should have a PT test.
Why not?
Like yearly.
Yeah.
Like you should stay in shape. You
Dude,
know.
fuck it. I'm gonna do a PT for the bartenders now. You want to be a
Yeah.
bartender? Just fucking do PT. Joe, why are we doing this? I don't fucking know. Shut
Drop
up and
and
do
give me
it.
20 bucks.
Exactly. Do a push-up with the bottle in your hand. I don't know.
That's it. Yeah, well, there it is because, you gotta be on your feet all night.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's definitely cool, like seeing the difference in like who I was when I first went through the Academy of Passaic and who I am now going through the Academy now, and just my mindset, even just like I'm in so much better shape than I was when I could honestly barely do a push up when I went through the Academy the first time, and now it's like,
Now you're fucking
it's like
able to murder people essentially.
It's awesome.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Like now you have to go through academy again, but you have all this training, so it's gonna be so much easier. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna look forward to it once you're there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the top of the class. People are gonna be like, "Fuck, dude."
Gotta go against this girl again.
yeah, exactly. She broke my nose the last time.
That's what I love, I might not be tapping you out, but I'm gonna give you a hard time.
No, that's all you need.
Like
Just
you're gonna-
relentless.
my favorite thing is just like kind of being done, and they're like breathing heavy, just
Yeah,
sitting there, and
yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm good.
That's
I'm
Literally.
satisfied with this role.
Literally, if you get tapped out, I don't care if it's like if someone's like you go against a high level skilled black belt, right? And they tap you out 8 times, you better be getting up and in their face again. Because at least, all right, you're getting tapped a lot, but at least you're showing them like, all right, I'm back for more, motherfucker.
Yeah, like let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like all right.
That's it. That's all
not
you
gonna
gotta
hurt
do.
my ego. I'm just learning,
That's
Gotta
it.
keep going.
For sure, but I could see that in you because the fact, everything that you've said so far, you have the initiative that you take, right? You're not scared. You want to learn. You're very humble about it, and then it's like that whole thing. I'm not going on the bus. I'm not going on the bus. I'm not going
Yeah,
on the bus.
that like
Fuck it.
wasn't even an option.
Yeah, that's it.
Like-
But see, if you tell yourself that before, you're never gonna go on that bus.
Right.
If you go, oh man, I hope I hope I don't go on the bus. There's a chance you will. If you say it's not an option, it's not a fucking option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna
'cause
do whatever to just keep going.
because you're like, if my third toe starts hurting, then I'm gonna take the bus.
Yeah.
10 more minutes. If I still feel it, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
But and that is the difference of like where my mindset used to be.
Uh-huh.
Like I remember one day before we opened our gym, like Tito was like, "Are you even having fun working out with me right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the best part of my day." He's like, "Well, act like it."
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
And it was like, but it was like the best wake up call. It's just like, no, I really do love this, and I love working out, and I want to be here. But I would always like complain. I would always be like, but like I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just like it was just like a switch that I needed in my own head to just be like, all right, like you just gotta change the way you look
Yeah,
at things.
well, it's
Yeah,
funny
for
because
sure.
I just met you, but like I can't even picture because I could tell I could see your confidence and like your training. I could just see it, and it's just like when you describe, "Well, I wasn't like that." I was like, it's hard to see because I
Yeah.
didn't know you back then. But that's what training does, man.
Yeah, it builds the confidence, man.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
you build the confidence.
That's why when you guys talk about jujitsu, I was like, yeah, I would love to start training in that, but right now I
You
would
just start.
I would only have one day though, right? And I can't do that. When I joined karate, I was there every single day. I had a guy land on my ankle. He was like, I don't know, say he was like 200 something pounds. Luckily, I didn't break it, but I sprained it. I couldn't do class, but I was doing push-ups on the side all week until
Yeah,
I could come
dude.
back in.
Yeah.
That's the relentless mindset.
Yeah, but
you
that's
know?
me. Like if I'm
Mindset.
only going once a week, I'm gonna be like,
You want to
getting
put it all
nothing.
in.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know?
All or
So
nothing.
I'm hoping within, I don't know, because once I go in, my wife's going in and my kids are going in.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah. But so kind of going back to like Phierce Phemale, right?
yeah.
That was kind of like where I was going with it when like Tito, I feel like we totally like skipped over that. I started talking about it and it's done. But he was like, do you realize that like all the girls in the gym, like they look up to you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like for me, I was like, I was still in my journey of like, I'm still every day, like you're still working on yourself, you know?
Always.
But like you said, like what you saw was like a different person, like it's different than what I went through. And I wanted the girls to know, like, I started somewhere too. Like I have been there too, you know, like I like to say like my quote that kind of drives Phierce Phemale is like, be the woman you needed as a little girl. And like, I take that lightly because it's not even like as a little girl. It was like, be the woman you needed a year ago.
Yeah.
Be the woman you needed yesterday.
Right.
You know, we need every day. You're just trying to be better. And I just like, I want to just to encourage women to like find that strength in themselves and to believe in themselves. You know, like I just want to show them like, it's not easy. It's like, there's no like, that's another thing with your goals. Like I always thought like, oh, once I get to this weight, I'll be happy. No, it's continuous. Like you're just continuously like
the joys
working.
And the journey.
Yeah, the journey is what it's all about. And there's no finish line.
No.
Like you're just going. And then like, okay, I'm in jiu-jitsu now. Like this is a whole new journey. You know what I mean? Like everything is just, it just keeps building and you just keep finding what drives you and what makes you happy. And you just keep working for that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's essentially what Phierce Phemale really is all about.
That's awesome.
That's fucking cool. And it's on Fridays, you say, right?
We do Phierce Phemale on Fridays, yes. Okay. And then we also, we actually are promoting our Phierce Phemale, it's called Project STS. So safety through strength.
Strength, got it.
Yes. And it's, we like to do like, it's like a seminar, I guess. So I know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about like women's seminars and they're like, oh, like you think you're just going to learn how to defend yourself, but that's not what like it's about. I don't believe you're going to learn how to defend yourself after 1 hour.
Yeah.
Don't believe you're going to learn how to defend yourself after like a year. Like you need to continuously train. But like our message is just getting it out there for women to learn, like put your safety first, like put yourself first and like learn. We want to like give you like good daily habits, right? Like paying attention to your situational awareness, right? Like learning to trust your instincts and actually like act on it. Like there's a reason that you feel that way.
Yeah.
And you may never find, like if you feel like, oh, I'm not getting on the elevator with this guy and you walk away and you're like, oh, I totally overreacted, right? I'm crazy.
No, maybe you didn't.
But you don't know.
But
I'd rather not know than get on that elevator and find out.
Yeah, for sure. It's your
like,
gut instinct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trust it.
Yeah.
Trust it and act on it. And then using your voice. Like that's one of my like main things is like learning to your voice. It's something I work on every day.
Yeah.
For like the smallest things, like just being able to stand up for yourself. And I just feel like sometimes that's just like lost. Like you don't want to be rude. You don't want to come off as being rude. You know, like people are like, oh, she's such a bitch. Like, no, like it's okay. Like be direct. Say how you feel.
Yeah.
Like whenever we do like seminars, we talk about that. Like if like some guy's coming up and asking you, do you need help with your groceries? If you say no, I'm good, thank you. And they're like, oh, like you're so, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like if their intentions weren't good, if they take it personally.
Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, like just things like we just try to like put that out there.
I see what you're saying. Like the ulterior, like if he had an ulterior motive instead
Right.
of just trying to help you with
She's
your
like,
groceries.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Cool. Whatever. Cool.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. But, yeah. And I always remember this. One day my mom actually apologized to me randomly. And I was like, huh? She's like, it's my fault because when you were younger, I used to always tell you to just like, it's okay. Like, let them have that toy. Like, it's okay. Like, kind of like, don't, no, like, just be like,
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, and I kind of have always been like very passive. Like, I don't like confrontation. I'll like do whatever to like avoid it. And I've worked just so hard to like have my own voice and to like be able to stand up for myself. Even just simple things like that, being able to set boundaries for yourself.
For sure. That's important.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like, you think like it's hard. Like, one of the first things we do in our seminars is normally a wrist release, right? Just to get everyone kind of talking with each other, just to get like hands on a little bit. And it's so hard. And you're with somebody that like a friend, you know, or like just somebody in class that, you know, it's a safe place, but it's so weird to just be like, don't touch me. But like, just say it direct. Don't put your hands on me. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like your stance and you're like, get the fuck off me. Like, no, like just
direct, yo.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step back. Like that's all like, and it's so hard to even just do that with a stranger now, let alone someone like your friend.
Right.
Or like your mom, like a family member. Like, it's so hard to set those boundaries.
Yeah, it's like boundary setting is a very important thing. And I think a lot of people, I don't know if anyone's really mastered it, right? Because you set boundaries in some ways and then in other ways you don't.
Yeah.
And it's like subconsciously, it's like you said, it's how you've been brought up sometimes. And sometimes you just, if you're a people pleaser, forget it. Like you'll be walked over. But at the same time, when you start setting the boundaries, it's like you feel at first like, oh shit, like I'm being an asshole, but it's like, no, you're not being an asshole. Okay. And actually 95% or 99% of the time, the person that you're setting the boundaries with will be like, oh shit. Like, yeah, all right, I got to say, he's setting the boundaries, whatever. This is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Phierce Phemale. Is this something that you guys have like an Instagram page or something?
Yes, we do. So of course it's both with PHs.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling.
Phierce Phemale with a PH. But it's Phierce_Phemale. So follow us. We have some pretty badass videos on there.
Nice. Awesome. And do they have to be like, is it stuff that you only do at the gym or?
No.
Okay.
So that's like the main thing. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff we do is at the gym.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's for everybody.
Awesome.
Like we just want anyone we can help, anyone that like anyone can always reach out to us if they have questions or just want to like I'll do private lessons with somebody if they're uncomfortable coming to class, like anything, like just to get you on the mats. Because unfortunately, most women don't look for any type of self-defense until after something's already almost happened or happened.
Yeah,
you know?
so instead of preventative action.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, I forgot where I heard this, but like when a criminal will always seek out the weakest link, right? So even if you get like, a big dude with a small female, but that small female knows just two things: punch him right in the face, kick him, right? They're less likely to pursue that potential victim. Yeah. But if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's like when the lions go for the baby zebra instead of the fucking mama zebra.
They read you. So like we talk about that a lot. Last year we actually did a seminar for girls going into college. Okay, cool. And that was one of the girls actually came back and told me, because she was going into school in New York City, and she came back and she told me, she's like, I made sure I walked with a purpose. She's like, I saw somebody yelling for help on the road. I went to the other side. She's like, because we told, like, put your phone away. Just if you walk around like you don't know where you are, you're not paying attention. You're on your phone. Like, like these are things that they look for. These are people who they are gonna target. Yeah.
No, that is a key one, especially today. How many people are looking down at their freaking phones?
Oh yeah.
My mom
if you just sit there and watch everybody.
I'll probably go for a walk after this, and I'm gonna see like so many people that just stand. Dude, if I really wanted to be an asshole, I'd just punch you right in the face. Yeah. And you wouldn't even know it's coming.
I don't know. You've seen those videos where people just do
for no reason.
People do it
all the time, dude. Oh my god.
They took out Rick Moranis.
Who's that?
It's from Ghostbusters.
Oh,
and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh my god!
I was gonna make that reference. I was gonna make a Step Brothers reference when you said when you watch Cops, and I was gonna be like, yeah, you get really sweaty. But I didn't know if anyone would get it.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, where are we going? Hour and a half in. It didn't even feel like an hour and a half.
No, that went really fast.
That's awesome. Right? And we have the recording this time, so
and the cameras are still rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Some final thoughts for our audience, or just in general, you want to get out there?
I don't know. Really, just like our main message is just like you're worthy, right? You're worthy of like defending yourself, and like you never have to go through anything like you don't want to, right? Like you always have the right to say no. And just knowing that like I just want people to know, like, Phierce Phemale is like a resource for people. Like reach out to us if you need anything. That's really like, that's it. Like, awesome. Please, like, we're always here. That's really like the main thing. If anybody needs anything, please reach out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. You got any last?
No, I just want to say it was awesome meeting you. You're badass.
Thank you.
You're like, you're like a superhero, basically, to everybody. Really, that's awesome. And just keep being awesome and keep doing you. And I love the journey you're on, and
thank you.
The journey you want to invite others to go on as well. So it's very needed, I would say, in this world. And I hope that dinosaur girl finds finds your Instagram.
Yo,
I hope she listens to this
yeah,
podcast.
if she does, I'll give my whole fucking house away that I don't have. Anyway, no, but to second that, you're doing some great things.
you.
Keep it up, and I like your ambition. I like your mindset. And congratulations on the promotion again.
Yes.
I wish you all the best. You're gonna
Thank you.
crush it.
Some good things coming, you know.
Hell
Be
yeah.
safe in Newark. I'm just gonna
Oh, I also just want to say, Jackie and I are speaking for the first time.
Okay.
The 23rd. There's
Of June.
Okay. It's a positivity summit in Whippany. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, we're gonna be posting about that soon to get tickets. But we're really excited about that and hopefully make some good connections and just keep spreading Phierce Phemale everywhere.
Awesome.
So yeah, that'll be cool. We got some good stuff coming up.
Parsippany. Oh no, excuse me.
Whippany.
Whippany. June 23rd. Yep.
June 23rd. Yeah.
Awesome.
Positivity
awesome.
Summit. Yeah.
Damn. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. This is great.
Oh, hell yeah. It was our pleasure. And you hear that, folks? You're listening to We'll Take It From Here with Joe and John. Have a great day.
stay awesome. Peace.